I try to run the hotel like a software company. My mindset is still the mindset of a developer. So I'm in constant development mode, constant improvements, challenging everything we do today. Maybe we can do it differently tomorrow.
AI application, the AI solution is working at the moment here at Schloss Elmau?
Yes, we have one, we're in the early stages. We have one system working with use and guest communication. I started already 6-7 years ago to communicate only digital with our guests, so with SMS or WhatsApp.
If you had one piece of advice you would need to give to a leader in tech or hospitality? Hello, dear listeners. Welcome to Digital Storm Weekly, a podcast about AI and digital transformation. I'm very honored to be today in a very special location, Schloss Elmau, and here with me we have Dietmar Müller-Elmau, the CEO of this beautiful resort in Germany, which is, by the way, the best 5-star hotel in Germany. Hello, Dietmar.
Hello, thank you for inviting me.
Before we start, maybe some quick fire chat. Just say what comes to your mind. Suite upgrade or unplugged concept?
Unplugged concept.
Spa robot or spa therapist?
Spa therapist.
Innovation or tradition?
A tradition of innovation.
Classical symphony or an AI-generated playlist?
Classical symphony.
Room service by a robot or butler?
I don't like room service.
Okay, good. Yeah, Dietmar, you built one of the most successful hotel IT companies, I remember right. What made you walk away from this tech company, and how you rebuild your life around Schloss Elmau?
Well, I never wanted to be in that industry in the first place, but I had a first client, a hotel, and they offered me from at that time a lot of money, which was very little, but for me a lot. And I thought, how can I deal with hotels so they will never give them software and they will never call me again, because they keep on changing their mind. They cannot think abstract, so they're the worst nightmare for any programmer, because you need to know what you have to program. So in my need, an existential need, I developed a language where they could change everything on their own. The idea was freedom. So not just take it what I sell you, but you can modify it every day, because life keeps on changing. You have to add fields, you have to change screens, you have to change reports, procedures, etc. So the ability to modify and adapt to changing circumstances, that was unique, and still until today nobody has copied it, surprisingly, and that made it possible to become number one in every single country around the world for different types of hotels, from Las Vegas to the cruise ship industry to 3-star hotels, 5-star hotels, resorts, which was quite amazing. But I didn't expect it. Okay. I did it so they would never call me again. But then they were so surprised that they called the Swiss Hotel Association and showed them what they had. And the Swiss Hotel Association decided that all hotels in Switzerland have to have the software. And they offered me a lot of money. And so they gave me 4 months to develop the whole program for the whole hotel management system. And if I wouldn't deliver in 4 months, I would have to repay the money and pay a penalty in the same amount. Oh. And I was a one-man show. And my friend said, my lawyer said, you're crazy, you cannot sign this. I said, no, I can do it, because of the flexibility of the software. But then I went to Las Vegas, the Comdex, at that time the biggest computer show in the world, to hire the guy who wrote the language, which I wrote the language. Okay. Low level. So that we would never ever come to a point where we could not do something because of the limitation of the language. But my start initially was software for opera houses and opera agencies. Okay. I had developed a kind of an AI system for opera agencies.
AI topic will come later.
This was more than 30 years ago.
Wow. Okay. So AI, it's not a brand new topic. It exists quite sure. It's a long period of time. So I think there was a fire here in the year 2005, if I remember right. And after this fire, you rebuilt this beautiful place to, I think, one of the best luxury resorts in Europe.
I sold my company after 10 years to Micros and Oracle. because I never wanted to be in that business, and I always tried to get out. Because I wanted to actually be in politics. And I wanted to go back to university and finish my studies of philosophy, which I had to stop because I had to earn money. Like, any computer, if you found a computer company, you have to drop out of university. And then I wanted to go back, and then my friends gave me very bad conscience. It has a unique musical tradition. You cannot let it go down under, and your parents live here. So I said, okay, gradually I accepted, and I said, come here. And so I opened my private university, and I wanted to build a hotel where I can feel comfortable. And since I've been traveling and living in hotels for so many years, I never found a hotel where I could go with my family without somebody being dissatisfied after one day. So the idea is I need a hotel with lots of space and freedom, space to get away from each other and to meet each other.
Mm-hmm. How is your past IT, or how has your past in IT shaped the way you run a hotel, that as much as a cultural institution as to its destination?
Well, I try to run the hotel like a software company. So my mindset is still the mindset of a developer. So I'm in constant development mode.
So you're constantly upgrading.
Constant improvements, challenging everything we do today. Maybe we can do it differently tomorrow. It's very challenging for hotel people because they're not used to this. They need routine. It's very difficult for them to keep constant changes. So they try to restrict me a little bit, and I'm arguing and constantly. So I never like to stay where I am. I always want to move on. And so, of course, we are working now. When I sold the company, actually my company was partly bought by the Americans and partly bought by a Chinese company. And Oracle is number 1 in the world, and the Chinese CG is number 2.
Okay.
And these are my former employees who work there and run the companies. In fact, the senior vice president of Oracle is the last person I hired before I sold the company. And they all want to work with us. So we work with them as a development partner. They want to know our know-how because I'm patient and also I'm challenging. And I know the complexity of the hotel business probably better than anybody else because we developed for all these hotels around the world. So I'm still in software, actually, because we're constantly in dialogue with the two companies and other companies as well, trying to improve and use technology as much as we can to improve the service and the quality for our product. You
mentioned at the beginning AI. Looking at the hotel here right now, do you have AI working? AI application, the AI solution working at the moment here at Schloss Elmau?
Yes, we have one. We're in the early stages. We have one system working, which is, and we use in guest communication. I started already 6-7 years ago to communicate only digital with our guests. So with SMS or WhatsApp. We don't have WeChat yet, but we can add WeChat in the future. And guests come with lots of questions. So I don't give them a piece of paper where they say, welcome to Schloss Elmau. I don't like that. I store it in the waistband. But I like to have one contact for every question I have. I don't want to figure out who I have to call to get whatever. So they have this one number, this one contact. Either they use SMS or WhatsApp. And we don't use an app because people don't like apps. They just use what they use all the time. And then they ask questions, and we have a huge database, and it keeps on growing and learning. Mm-hmm. And it responds automatically. What can be answered automatically? If it cannot be answered, then it refers to one of our staff.
Well, that's cool.
And they will answer, and then by the answer will automatically upgrade. So we have a learning system. And it's because this place has so much to offer, such a diversity of programs, and that most people don't even I don't know what's going on today.
Do other hotels have something similar?
When I started it, I was heavily criticized by the industry that it's impersonal and I shouldn't do this. Okay. Now I don't know anybody who's not using it anymore. Okay. But I don't know if they use it. Some use it with artificial intelligence. There are some German startups. There's lots of small startups that do this. I don't know, at the end of the day, any software you use, it depends on the user, how you use it. So maybe many people use AI in some way or the other. I think we use it in a way that it's not intrusive to the guest. The guest doesn't feel it's AI. It's very natural, but it increases our efficiency and the consistency of the answers. Okay. And, because it's such a huge place, people are at the creek and they order a beer. So it's not only answering a question, it's also initiating service for the guest. Yeah. So we need to know where is he actually. So it's a bit more complicated for us. But I've seen it in other hotels, and it's
Interesting.
It's so. I mean, you know, Four Seasons has an app, and Peninsula has an app.
Yeah.
And I think apps nobody likes apps. They use what they use every day with everything.
Like in China,
like in China, you have WeChat, and you don't want to install an app from Four Seasons on your thing.
You talk about China a little bit. WeChat, China. I remember Haidilao, this famous hot pot restaurant. They have some serving robot running around. You tried that here?
No way.
Cleaning robot, something like this.
Maybe not yet.
Okay.
You know, the architecture of this place is not built for that. We have too many stairs and things like that. Levels, very complicated. Every room is different. We have natural materials. Everything is natural here. I like to, rough surfaces, natural materials, precious natural materials. Don't use plastic. We eliminated plastic from the bathrooms and everything. So I'm not going to send a plastic robot into the room.
Okay, fair point. You mentioned at the beginning of the question, AI generated playlist versus classical concert. You work with a lot of global artists, musicians, authors. Do they embrace AI for their work?
Yes, they're very open. They use it, and the key with AI that most people don't understand. AI is great in giving answers, but they're not good in asking questions. So the most important thing in using AI is asking the right questions. And we're testing it a lot in asking the same question maybe several times. The answer gets worse and worse and worse. It doesn't get better. It's interesting. So, but it can get you, inspires you. So, for example, if an artist wants to know what's going on here and there, it's such a huge information out there in the world. It can help him to come closer to what he's interested in. But they don't use it for composition. They don't like it.
Yeah. Not yet, but imagine 2040.
There is a cello that plays Automate a robot in Norway, AI, etc.
Yeah.
I can hear in the first second it's not the original.
Okay.
Yeah. And the artists hate it.
But we're now 2025, 2040. In
you will have films, you will have all of that will happen, and there will be, but actually it will make the real artists even more precious. Because you will still feel the difference, because it's not every concert is the same. If you have the AI robot, he plays the same concert all the time.
Probably if you take the old-fashioned record Schallplatten versus MP3 files, CD files,
whatever. But it's beyond that. It's because the human imperfection is part of the perfection. And if you take away the imperfection, you don't connect to it anymore like you do. It's not, so this is a big difference there.
Okay, fair point. In your view, what is the right balance between human intuition, also the imperfection, and the AI efficiency in this, and in this high-end service what we have here right now?
Well, AI, we use it a lot in text also, in describing what we do in offers, etc., and in some analysis. And it helps us, it inspires our thinking to become more creative. So we use it as a tool. We don't use it as a replacement. We don't replace anybody with it, but we use it to get better in what we're doing and to challenge. And it makes people to challenge themselves. So I think the best thing, it's what you need with AI. You need to become a skeptic. Because skepticism is the basis of innovation, and asking better questions, etc., etc. And you see the answer is not satisfactory; it's not perfect. Can you make it a little bit perfect, etc.? And then you start to answer. So it becomes a dialogue, and then it's actually very useful. And I don't think artists use it for playing music, but they are very much interested in technology, and they may try out, etc. We have one event here in January where we have some of the 25, 40 top executives from Silicon Valley, from creative directors of the big software companies. On the way between Munich is a conference, digital live digital something from Burda Verlag, Burda Publishing House. And on the way to Davos, they make a stop over in Elmo. They stay here for 2 days. And they came last year the first time, and there was a very famous artist here, Jacob Collier. Is the Mozart of pop music, a superstar, Grammy winner. And he was here on vacation and for a concert, and they met, and he was thrilled to be in these meetings talking about how they use AI to create pictures, images, etc. And then he gave a lecture to them how he's composing music. Because he's a great composer, a genius. no AI could create that music that he's creating.
I can imagine. Yeah. Coming back to your leadership role, and you have a tech background, do you invest in your tech team here? Maybe some AI specialist, data scientist, something like this to support your vision?
Well, we have a huge IT infrastructure, probably one of the biggest in any hotel that I know, because also we had 2 G7 summits. So we have, our security is like crazy. And to maintain the system, we have a fairly big team.
Okay.
It's actually totally out of proportion to the size of the hotel. But we also develop software in-house, and our IT
for your own hotel.
Yeah, our IT manager is also a programmer. Can also develop. And the challenge for a programmer is you have to have the right client. If you have a stupid client, you cannot develop a great program. You need a client who's really sophisticated, complex to have a powerful program. So the software we use today and the things that we build around the software with other companies or our own, the complexity still has not been achieved by any one of the major companies, neither by Oracle nor by CG.
Okay.
So they're not yet where we are. We're always ahead in this. And in some areas, we start actually to develop complete new systems in-house because we have the operational know-how and more sophisticated. We work sometimes together with Peninsula Hong Kong. They developed a point-of-sale system, fantastic Chinese company. Offspring from my former Fidelio opera company, and we use it in a much more sophisticated way than Peninsula. They are much more traditional. So you can have the best software in the world, but if you have a traditional concept of hotels, you're not going to take advantage of it. So we are a big challenge for any supplier.
I can imagine. Because I think also your drive for innovation. You said you're never satisfied.
Exactly.
You always want to improve. How do you foster here in this beautiful place the culture of innovation? While we have here silent mountains, snow outside today.
The silence and the music in the mountains is the basis to become creative. You cannot become creative if you don't dive into the silence and withdraw from everything. So you need the inspiration. I remember, I spent a lot of my life in India, and I was meditating for 10 hours a day or something. And when I took my partners at the time to India to show them where I come from, is, oh my God, this would be the perfect place to program, because you need this environment of silence and music to free your mind. Otherwise, you get into a box and you lose your creativity. So you always have to have something where you get out of this. Like I think Steve Jobs did this drawings, this art. And that's why he was maybe more open, because he was also an artist. He studied that also, this calligraphy thing.
Dietmar, another question. Do you collaborate with startups or tech giants here in the AI area inside Schloss Elmau?
Yes, constantly. We work with Oracle, we work with CG, we work with Canary in England, a company from Switzerland, Austria. We're constantly testing things and trying out. And some prove to be very good and effective when we keep them, and we continue to help them to develop it further. Okay. Did you ever? We are very prized customer for them, because anything we use, everybody else wants to use. So we get the attention.
Yeah, I can imagine. Did you ever run an AI experiment at Elmau that failed? What did it teach you?
Well, it teaches me that AI never gives you the same answer. You have to constantly check and be skeptical and prove it. So it's not failure. It's not perfect. I wouldn't say we had a failure, but we think it's not yet there where it needs to be, and then we keep on trying to improve it.
Okay. If you could build fully AI-powered guest journey from booking to checkout, how would this look like?
Well, I would use it to gather information, but I would not like it to make decisions for me. And I like to be able to change my mind every second. And I never like to book ahead too much. I fly to a country and maybe I have a hotel for the first night, and then I leave it open because I want to be open. So I'm the wrong place. If you have a fixed itinerary, you want to see China in 10 days, tell me what I have to see in 10 days and book everything for me, to get the best. That takes away the coincidence. I come to Beijing and I discover something that I hadn't thought about, and I want to change my whole itinerary.
Oh yeah. You've been in Beijing also?
Yeah, just recently.
How did you like it?
I stayed at the hotel, the Mandarin Oriental.
Very nice.
Very nice hotel.
Yeah.
Beautiful hotel. Actually, the first time I saw an innovative hotel concept in the last 20 years, which I was very surprised. I didn't expect it from Mandarin Oriental because they have two hotels in Beijing, and the one is very traditional, carpet floors and all that kind of stuff, looks like any other hotel. But the Tiananmen is incredible in the Hutong, in the center of China.
Okay.
And they you live in a village next door to a Chinese family or whatever, and you walk over the street to get to your hotel room. You don't walk in the hotel corridor. Fantastic concept.
Okay.
And very well done architecturally. I was really, first time, I tell everybody, for 20 years I've been, found something completely different, what I've never seen before.
Okay. What would you think are the most exciting AI breakthroughs in the area of luxury travel in the next, let's say, 5 to 10 years? What do you think what will happen?
I think that the search via Google with Gemini or with ChatGPT is revolutionizing the way people look for destinations, because you get a summary and you have to completely change, the hotels have to completely change how they present their product and take into account how ChatGPT algorithm works and how they work. And it's a much more productive, rather than getting a list and pages of list and don't see anything other than this is a huge improvement, and it will change dramatically the way people travel. And as you know, I mentioned it before, I think that with Google or with ChatGPT, thinking mode, agent mode, and now Google just announced that they can book the whole itinerary for you all the way through. And so it depends on the questions you ask, what you get. People forget that AI is great in giving answers, but is not good in asking questions. And the most valuable thing is asking the right questions. And I think people have to be trained to ask questions properly, and maybe ask several questions. For example, in China, I asked ChatGPT to translate our website into Chinese. For travelers who love classical music, who love spa and forest, who love interior design. They get a different answer if you say, tell me what's the best hotel in Germany.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, can you imagine. Talking about tech and also luxury, what do you think what should never be automated in the luxury segment with AI? I think the more AI will be successful, the more the personal touch will become valuable, appreciated, becomes more expensive, because it's the real value will be the human touch, the human contact. It's irreplaceable. You cannot replace love, you cannot replace affection, you cannot replace the look of the eyes of some beautiful person. There's so much that where the human interaction becomes even more precious. If I go to the airport, I could check in automatic. I can then do everything automatic, but I like to always go to a person and talk to a person. Okay. What do you think? Could AI help make hospitality luxury segment more sustainable?
Yeah, absolutely. Just in maintenance and in energy and in heat, the whole control system, it would be a huge benefit. And I think it will be used there. These are things where AI will be fantastic. And we're starting to use, you try to limit your electric power usage. In peak hours, you try to flatten out the curve, because you pay for the peak. And if you can flatten the peak, then, because you can anticipate what the demand curve will be, and then you have to be smart in what you turn off for a second or 10 minutes or 5 minutes. And there are systems already that can do this, since 20 years, but they get a lot more sophisticated.
Okay. Coming to last chapter, personal. Yeah, you're one of the most visionary CEOs in Europe in the hospitality industry also. Do you feel pressure to innovate always? You said you always want to stay ahead of the curve. Yeah,
I don't want to stay. I want to always be creative. I constantly want to develop. I hate nothing more than if something doesn't stand still. I like constant movement. So it's not a pressure. It's my energy. I get energy out of that. I think if I don't find anything I can improve, I would be frustrated.
Yeah. Do you have any personal ritual to disconnect from this fast-moving world?
I think whenever I do, I think in terms of meditation, it's a meditation. constantly keep your eyes open and be attentive, observe around you. Don't think, observe, and that kind of thing, you know. So always awake, and that is actually very relaxing. But most people have the tendency, they don't like to see what's wrong. They like to see, oh, everything is fine, so I don't have to work. And for me, I like to work, so I like to see what's wrong. It's nice to come in a room and everything is kind of perfect, but then I'm a little bit frustrated because I like to change. So I change, you know, sometimes I just change the chair a little bit. And people say, why do you care about the chair? Well, you know, it gives you joy to be able to think, to move things around and
now
change.
I can understand my wife. Yeah? She always changing some furniture at home.
Slight changes, you know.
Okay.
Unrecognizable sometimes by people. And people say, oh, nobody sees that. I said, you don't know. Of course you see it. You feel it.
Yeah. Last question, closing question.
Mm-hmm.
If you had one piece of advice you would give to a leader in tech or hospitality, what would this be?
Well, be super skeptical and always challenge whatever somebody says to you, and never be happy with anything that's offered. Always try to improve. I think the minute you think you have done something good, you're already on the abyss.
Okay. Oh, thanks for that advice.
Like Mercedes, you know, they thought they had great cars. You know, we are the greatest.
You always have to improve. Yeah?
The German car companies are a good example how you should not run a company. You know, because they were so arrogant.
They were mad.
They were delayed. I mean, the Chinese, look what the Chinese did. Observe, improve, and all of a sudden they just take away. I remember I talked to the CEO of BMW, and he had the big 7 Series. Say, my God, you know, you have this huge car with it uses so much electricity to open the doors and everything, but your software is like 20 years ago. So look at this. He says, well, we always start at the top of the market. We come with the most expensive car, we go down. I think maybe you're wrong. Maybe it's starting at the bottom of the market now, and the software becomes more important than the hardware.
I think this is changing, yeah? You're right. Yeah? Before it was the engine, and now more the
software,
technology,
and Tesla was the first to recognize that. The data, the software, that's you know, the car is a commodity. Electric, you know, motors is not. I mean, there will be innovation in the materials you use, whether you can use it with less rare earth minerals and all that stuff. That will also be a huge thing. But, you know, the industry is running out of copper. Copper supplies are limited in the world, and nobody thinks about it. They think it will be unlimited supply. It is not. It will become hugely expensive. It will become much more of a big issue than rare earth minerals.
Coming back to the sustainability and the AI topic, and then we close this discussion. I think we are at the end of that session now. Thanks, Dietmar, for joining us at Digital Storm Weekly.
Thank you.
Pleasure to be with you here in beautiful Schloss Elmau. I only can suggest to the audience, please check out Schloss Elmau, Instagram, YouTube, and subscribe. Plus also subscribe for Digital Storm Weekly on Substack and LinkedIn. Thanks a lot. See you next time.